Alrighty, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm just going to be uploading the recap that we usually do here in the group, but this is going to be the introduction. So today we made roughly about $6,500. I'm going to be breaking down all the trades that I personally took, and the one that was alerted on live, that was the majority of these profits right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and break down the trades that we ended up taking today, and yeah, let's get to it. One thing I do want to note is that this balance here was started at 49,200. So we ended up making 6,500. So that's the current balance of this live account. I'm not sure what I want to do yet with this live account. I'm not sure if I want to, run it up all year, or if I want to get it to like a certain amount, like let's say 100, 150K, maybe a quarter mil, and then take it all out once I reach the 30 days of over $200. So once you reach 30 days over $200, like the winning days, you can withdraw the whole balance. And I think I might end up doing that and then just restarting with 5 XFAs. Like I might just copy trade some combines and then take that whole balance out. And then that way, whenever I do that, if I do decide to do that with this live account, I'll have 5 XFAs just waiting for me, ready to go. So the reason why I want to do that is because I don't like that they give you a daily loss limit, which I know I can hit up Topstep and try to request it, but it's like, I don't know. I like risking a little more, and that kind of limits me from risking a little more. So usually my usual size is like 1 to 2 contracts. So I'd like to risk a little more because I have over a 55K account now, but I do understand why they have the daily loss limit there. It is a live account. They want to minimize, the risk or whatever, but yeah, just personal preference. I think I might end up doing that, but I will keep you guys updated on this account. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's jump on the live here and let's do a recap with the Discord, and we'll go over all the trades that I ended up taking and the big one that we took here on live stream. So let's get to it. All right, let me start the recording here. Welcome in, guys. Welcome into the recap for Monday today. Absolutely crazy, crazy sell-off, huh? Massive sell-off. I was seeing some people on Twitter, they were bullish because of this here, because of the no wick. Which was kind of funny because this dropped over 1,000 points, which is pretty insane. But yeah, so let's get into it. Let's go ahead and break down all the trades. I'll go ahead and break down my Asia short that I took right here, and then we can get into the one that we took on live, and then I'll show you guys the other trades that I ended up taking today. But yeah, let's get to it. So obviously today we had over 1,000, I think it was like 1,002 points. Yeah, 1,007 point drop overnight, which is very unusual. From the Twitter chatter, I was looking at why this happened, and from the only thing that I seen, it was because of that new AI application called DeepSeek. So I guess that's the reason why we sold off. I don't really see any other reason why we sold off, but that is the reason, because of the tech or whatever. DeepSeek, I guess some dude made it with like $10 million versus like ChatGPT was, it's like $500 billion or some, I don't know, something like that. I didn't really get into it, but I guess that's why we dumped over 1,000 points overnight, which is very unusual. It's not something that commonly occurs. But at the same time, when we dumped, we ended up taking all these lows out. So if you guys know, I've been posting about these relative equal lows down here on NQ for about 2 weeks now. I've been wanting these lows to get hit, like 2-3 weeks. I've been wanting these lows to get hit, and finally today overnight here at 5 a.m. we ended up sweeping one of the lows that's pretty close to those relative equal lows. Same thing on ES. We have very nice lows from the November and October lows. So I want those lows to get swept this week. Hopefully we do, but I do think that we push up to this area here where this liquidity void is at. I think we fill that gap and then possibly maybe even sweep these highs and then start heading lower. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll do a recap or a outlook at the end of this recap here. But anyways, all right, let me break down the Asia session short that I ended up taking real quick, and then we can get to it. So right here, this was this low that I was looking at right here, which was the Tuesday low. So if we go to the 5 minutes, go down to the 5 minute, and then we come over here. So this fair value gap right here, this 750 Eastern fair value gap was the fair value gap. This was the first 5 minute fair value gap, or the one that formed after breaking this low. So when price started retracing into this little fair value gap here on the 5 minute chart, I was expecting this to hold because this fair value gap formed under this low here. Okay, so I was expecting this to hold going into the Asia session. You can see, I mean, 7 o'clock here or 8 o'clock when Asia session opened, we pushed right back up into this area. So if I go ahead and replay this and I go to the 15-second, this is where I ended up taking this trade right here. So let me go and delete that. So we ended up pushing up, right? I'm looking for the flow state model, right? If you don't know what the flow state model is, I just uploaded a YouTube video. We have plenty of videos on it too on the WAP on the back end. So go and watch it. But anyways, I was looking for a CISD out of this 5-minute fair value gap. So you can see we pushed up. We didn't make a new high. So the CISD is not right here. It still remains right here. So as soon as we got a closure here, I waited and we ended up getting a nice little retest here. So I entered right around here. My fill was about 206. So I ended up entering right here with the stop literally right here, because if this is a true CISD and we are changing delivery out of this 5-minute and we are bearish and the drawn liquidity is lower, it shouldn't get above that high. I don't want to see it get above that high. And this was literally an 8R trade. It was absolutely crazy. I know some of you guys in the chat ended up taking this too. I didn't even like say anything. I was just like, watch this 5-minute fair value gap when Asia opens. And some of you guys already know what to do. You guys already know what to look for. And some of you guys ended up taking this with me. So this was really, really nice. But yeah, that was a trade for Asia session. I caught a little piece of this overnight move. And then obviously, you know, we ended up just ripping lower. I did not expect this much of a sell-off, but yeah, it was pretty surprising to see whenever I came into the market here in the morning. But all right, let's go ahead and recap the trade that we ended up taking today. So obviously the market was retracing. I wasn't really looking for shorts here because of the simple fact that we dropped over 1,000 points. It's kind of like at that point you're kind of chasing. I'm kind of expecting a retracement back up, right? So the first thing that I'm looking at here is this 1 hour fair value gap. 9 a.m. or 9:30 obviously pushed up into this 1 hour fair value gap here. So that's the fair value gap we were paying attention to here on live. And we were looking for a potential 5-minute change in the state of delivery to the downside. But like I said, just using simple logic, right, is like we already dumped 1,000 points. Why do we need to dump more? Like, where are we going to dump to? The 925 low is probably the nearest sell side that I'd be looking at, right? The more important sell side that I'd be looking at if we were to dump it right here. But we also had a 15-minute fair value gap here. All right, so I was looking at this 15-minute FVG. And then what we did too on live was this little quadrant trick, right? So we take out the fib, we mark out the quadrants, right? I wanted to see a reaction at the 0.25 or just one of these quadrants right here, because why do I want to see a reaction here? Why am I marking out these quadrants here on this fair value gap? Can somebody answer that in chat? Why am I marking the quadrants here on this 15-minute? It's a really big fair value gap, right? And we were very, very volatile in the morning, right? So this 15-minute fair value gap, from where it started here up to, where was it? Up to like right here. It was about 118 points. So I don't know if you guys can sustain 118 points if it were to fill this whole fair value gap, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in that position, right? So we separated by quadrants, and you can see here, I mean, we perfectly tapped the upper quadrant of that fair value gap, and then we start pushing up, right? So this is where we start paying attention to the flow state model, right? And also at the same time, we ended up getting an SMT divergence with ES at the same time we were hitting this quadrant right here, right? So we end up getting a very, very nice reaction with the SMT. We sweep this little internal low in that 15-minute fair value gap. And then right here, this is the first down close candle in what? The series of down close candles that what? Sweep liquidity or tap into that higher time frame PD array, right? So then I'm looking here. All right, if we get a nice closure, nice displacement, a nice body closure above the opening price of this first down close candle here in the series of down close candles, I'm entering here. I want to enter here. Now, to be given, I was not super confident in this trade. That's why I only entered with one contract. All right, I only entered with one contract here. I was telling you guys in chat during the live stream, I was like, okay, well, if this comes back and retests this here, we could look to enter in the fair value gap. But remember what I told you guys in yesterday's backtesting session. I told you guys sometimes it leaves these fair value gaps and it doesn't return to them. So it's best to just market enter, which is exactly what I did, and my fill was around 301. So my stop loss, somebody asked, what was your stop in this trade? My stop loss was right here, watch. I market entered right here. So as soon as I seen this this retap here, the CISD perfectly tapping it right here and leaving this fair value gap, I ended up market entering, and my stop was going to be below this fair value gap right here. So the candle that made the fair value gap at the low right here, right? And then I was targeting London high, which perfectly got hit right there for over 100 points. So I'm looking at London high. I have my stop below here. And the reason why I have my stop below here, because if we revisit this fair value gap here after a bullish SMT, after tapping into the 15-minute fair value gap, after changing delivery, I would expect this to hold. I don't want to see it go below the midpoint of this fair value gap here. I don't even want to see it wick below. It definitely can, but I don't want to even see it close a body below the midpoint of this fair value gap. After we change delivery, after we have a bullish SMT, after we swept this internal sell side, all that, right? How many pips stopped Johnny? This is about a 36-point stop. So that's another reason why I went with one contract, lower size, right? It's a 3R though, so this was more than enough. This follows all my rules right here. Over a 2R, I mean, the stop is a little big, but it's fine. If the stops are a little more big, use lower sides. It's all good. So I know some of you guys ended up telling this with me and ended up delivering up to the London high here perfectly. And it ended up getting a little bit above the 1 hour fair value gap, but it still respected this one. But yeah, that was the trade that we ended up taking during the live session for over 100 points. Now, once we got up to here, I did not see this until after the fact, but we ended up sweeping the London high here at 1042. And these two little lines right here, the ones that I have right here at 416.50 and 417.50, this is a 15-minute volume imbalance, which is considered a PD array, right? Now, this is pretty fire because I don't know who took this short here, but we ended up getting another CISD right here back to the downside while respecting this 1 hour fair value gap. So we tapped that volume imbalance while sweeping the London high. Come lower, we close below the opening price of this first up close candle. That what? Taps into that higher time frame PD array. Change in the state of delivery. You get 1, 2, 3 taps here during the what? 1050, which taps it the second time here. So 1050 opens higher, taps the CISD, the breaker block, taps it again at 55, new 5-minute candle opening. Can you show the volume imbalance again, brother? Yeah, bro, I got you. Here, let me go to the 15-minute real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So the volume imbalance is right here. You see that? This little gap in between the closing and the opening of the next candle, that is a volume imbalance, right? It's not a fair value gap, it's a volume imbalance, right? It's a PD array. They're very hard to miss, especially if you're zoomed out like that. You won't see it, but I was zooming in after I got off the stream and after the change in delivery was happening. I was like, oh shit, okay. Because I seen the 1-minute CISD and I was like, well, if we're like, are we only reacting to the London high or is there a PD array there? And I go to the 15-minute and I seen that and I was like, oh shit, okay, fire. And then here's the 1050 macro, 1050 or 1110 macro, taps it twice. CISD, right? No fair value gap. We don't need an inverse fair value gap. We don't need an SMT. We don't need a fair value gap. A CISD is more than enough as long as it's tapping into a higher time frame PD array, especially because we swept the session high, right? Fire. Okay. So we tap it twice and then we deliver down all the way to the end of the 1110 macro, which we deliver all the way back down to the 15-minute fair value gap. Right. And this is where I ended up taking another little stab short, if you will, to this low down here, which was the 1 hour fair value gap. I ended up going short right here in this little 1-minute fair value gap here. So bear FEG. I think there was a 5-minute as well. I think there was. Where am I at? Yeah, there was a 5-minute fair value gap. And then I was looking at the 15-second just to get extra confirmation because I did get in that short with just with the 1-minute fair value gap, but we did get a CISD here again using time frame alignment, 5-minute fair value gap, wait for the CISD to happen. We close below here at 1120, tap it once, tap it twice, and then we deliver down into this low here. So what gave you confidence in that short? I was looking to take it as well, but I did not. It's very simple. Very, very simple. Why did I take this short here? Why? Can somebody answer in the chat and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. Why? What gave me confidence in this? I'll give you a hint. Look at the 5-minute candles. That's one answer. Yeah, last we did respect the 1 hour fair value gap. So we closed below over here. So 10 a.m. had a wick. Displacement. There you go. Displacement. We hit a 15-minute PD array. We changed delivery on the 1-minute. We still respected the bearish 1 hour fair value gap. And we dropped lower. So I'm expecting this one here, this fair value gap, to deliver down into this low. We're displacing towards this low. All right. We're displacing. And then 15-minute, this is a new 15-minute candle. It opened up higher. It opened up higher, right? Opened up higher. Tapped the bearish PDA rate on 2 time frames, not just one, on 2 time frames, on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, and it respected both. That's what you want to see. It respected both, and then on the lower time frame, using time frame alignment, we got a 15-second CISD to confirm that the market is switching back from a retracement buy program back down to a sell program, down to the objective. Does that make sense? Then after that, I was trying to look for a trade down into the 925 low, because we were displacing towards that low as well. But unfortunately, I was telling you guys in chat that, because I was pretty active in chat during around this time, but I was telling you guys that this fair value gap here, or these fair value gaps right here, these 2 5-minute FEGs, I was looking for these to be respected during the 1:30 p.m. session. So I was looking at these fair value gaps to be respected, because why? Because we broke this low. We closed below this low, and these 2 fair value gaps were formed after breaking this low. So I was looking for this to be respected. And we did tap into this upper one here. So if we go to the 15-second, I'll show you where I entered first. So as soon as we got a change in delivery here on the 15-second after tapping the 5-minute fair value gap here, I entered short right here once we pushed right back up into this area, hit the volume imbalance there. And then I did not, like, I just uploaded that YouTube video on the flow state model. And I told you guys, low probability conditions for this model is consolidation once we tap the higher time frame PDA rate, right? That's exactly what was happening here. I didn't like the up and down. I didn't like the disrespect of each PDA rate here. You see how we formed a bullish one? Disrespected it. You see how we formed a bearish fair value gap here? Bearish volume imbalance? Disrespected it. Again, bullish fair value gap? Disrespected it. Bullish fair value gap? Disrespected it. Bearish fair value gap? Disrespected it. So right before the new 15-minute candle opened, I ended up getting out for a very small loss because my fill was around like 7.3. And I wanted to see how the 15-minute candle opened here at 115. And we ended up pushing up higher to take out this high here, which again, I ended up re-entering on this 1 minute change in state delivery because we were hitting a 15-minute FEG. Go back over here. So there was a small 15-minute fair value gap that formed right here. Go back to the 1 minute. So we ended up pushing higher on the new 15-minute candle opening. Push higher. I ended up shorting once we changed delivery here. And then we ended up falling lower, but then it came right back up to stop me at break even. So short position right around here. Stop up here. Came very close to stopping me out the first time. And I was aiming for this low right here. It was about a 2.62R. Came back up, and I ended up getting out right there. So very, very choppy conditions. This shit ended up pushing way up, like way higher than I expected, to be honest. And it ended up having a SMT divergence with ES at this high here. Ended up sweeping this high here, this internal buy side, and then it ended up falling lower down into that 925 low. And why was I looking at this 925 low, guys? There's 2 reasons. 2 reasons. Can somebody answer them in chat? Not equal low, no. It's not equal low. There you go, H. 1 hour CRT, right? 1 hour CRT. And also there's another answer to this question. What's the other answer? What's the other answer? Come on, guys. There's 66 people in here. Come on. Somebody has to know. 1 hour CRT, and what was the 5-minute doing here? What was the 5-minute doing? Right here. What was the 5-minute doing? Displacing down, right? We were displacing towards something. We're leaving imbalances, showing displacement towards some objective, right? So we're drawing towards it, correct? Cool. So on the 1 hour, let me show you guys this. 1 hour CRT while respecting the 1 hour per value gap. That was another confluence here. Because remember, CRT is it's a tool, right? It is used for entry models, but CRT mainly is like a directional bias tool, right? Manipulation above the London high, hit the volume imbalance, also hit a, is this a 1 hour for value gap? I can't tell. No, never mind. We hit a 15-minute volume imbalance, swept the London high, manipulated higher, manipulated above the previous 1 hour candle's high, which is the 9 a.m. range. We worked down the whole day. We worked all the way down to the 9 a.m. low. 2 p.m. opened higher first, hit the 5-minute bearish fair value gap again. Here, that was holding price down. Forgot to mark that out. But we're holding this, ended up sweeping this internal buy side, ended up delivering lower, hitting the 1 hour CRT low. And then you could see end of day pump back up into this 1 hour fair value gap. So if you guys don't know what a CRT is, again, I have YouTube videos on it. I also have a lot of videos on it in the WAP. So those of you that are in here that are new, either on the free trial or just barely signed up and you guys want to stay here for a couple months or whatever and try us out, there is a lot of content, private lessons, exclusive lessons in just the private Discord on the WAP, right? There's a lot of stuff on the WAP. So utilize those videos. We have the group back testing session recordings. We have the private lessons. We have the models and strategy videos. We have a lot of stuff on the back end. We have all the market recaps. Like, that shit is a gold mine for real. If you guys utilize it to your full advantage, and we have a bunch of resources in the Discord as well. Like, just look around. There's a lot of stuff here. But yeah, that's pretty much the market recap for the day and the trades we ended up taking, and the ones I ended up taking off stream, whatever, while I was in chat. But does anybody have any questions here? I don't want to drag this out too long. You guys know how I like the market recaps, very short, sweet, straight to the point. Is a 2:45 p.m. candle on the 5-minute a true order block? 2:45. Yes, I would assume so. I don't trade his model. You'd have to ask Dabs. I would think this one would be a true order block, no? Oh yeah, so where are we going from here? Let me answer that real quick. My bad. I was gonna do a little outlook for tomorrow. Can you make most important SMT video like the FVG vid? Actually, you know what? That's a pretty good video topic. I actually might make a video like that over the weekend. Most important SMT, huh? Because a lot of people do pattern trade SMT. You're right. So I might make that video. I'll show you guys where to focus on for SMTs. After hitting the 1 hour bearish, we had 2 bearish 5 minutes. How do I know it wants to go to the second one? After hitting the 1 hour bearish, we had 2 bearish 5 minutes. How do I know it wants to go? Are you asking about this one here, Brady? Well, let me clear this up because it's getting a little messy. You're asking about this one right here, right? This one? You're asking, how do you not know if it's going to get up to here? Gotcha. Okay. So the way to find out if this one's going to be respected is how, guys? How do I know this one's going to be respected? That's one reason. It broke the low, but we don't have any lows that were broken right here on the 5 minute off this fair value gap, right? This is a trick question for you guys. On the 5 minute here in this structure, we haven't broken any lows with this fair value gap or this fair value gap. So how do I know this is going to work? What do I do? What do I do? Lower time frame, right? Lower time frame confirmation, right? Time frame alignment. That's how I know this is going to be respected. Plus, we were displacing lower. So if price comes back up, taps it in, especially on a new 15-minute opening, a new 1 hour opening, we want to see the lower time frames show us that change in state delivery, because this move here, right? This move from up here all the way down to here, we can use the flow state model on the lower time frames to continue this higher time frame move down into our next objective, right? So we push up, 15-minute opens higher. We have what? 2 overlapped time frame PD arrays. We have a 1 minute fair value gap and a 5 minute fair value gap. So if you don't want to be a DGen and use the 5 second, obviously I don't want you guys to use the 5 seconds. That's just way too fast. You're probably going to miss it anyways. I just use the 15 second because we have a 5 minute PD array right here, right? So we get a change in delivery here. You can enter here and scalp it down to here, or the 1 hour fair value gap, which also got here. A solid flow state leaves a unicorn, something I've noticed. Yeah, nice displacement to the downside, and it'll show you where it's trying to go, bro. Displacement is very key. Displacement and speed is super key. All right. Anyways, what I think is going to happen tomorrow, I think tomorrow is going to be a range day. I think tomorrow is going to be a range day just because of the simple fact that FOMC is on Wednesday. We have earnings on Wednesday as well. We have earnings on Thursday. And FOMC is the big one on Wednesday. So I think the market is going to actually wait for FOMC. I don't think we move too much tomorrow. I could be wrong, but I think we're going to have a range day tomorrow. We have a very, very big Monday range, 1,000-point range. So I do expect us maybe to take out this high here, but I do expect us to range tomorrow in anticipation of FOMC because this drop here is very unusual. It does not happen a lot. So I think tomorrow is going to be a range day. I think it's going to be kind of low probability just due to the fact, again, that we dropped over 1,000 points overnight, not even a New York session, not even a news driver or anything like that. We literally just dropped 1,000 points. So I would not be surprised if tomorrow is low probability conditions or high resistance conditions. So tomorrow, we actually have news tomorrow, right? We have, let me check the schedule. We have 10 a.m. news, CB consumer confidence. So obviously we're going to want to wait for 10 a.m. if we do, well, we are going to trade tomorrow, right? But we want to wait for 10 a.m. tomorrow. So wait 15 to 30 minutes after market open. We don't want to rush into anything. We want to be patient. We want to see where the market's at, analyze what the overnight sessions did, and then just work from there. Take it level by level. We don't want to try and, think that, Tuesday's going to dump ahead of FOMC or anything like that. I do like these relative equal lows, but I also like that we have no top wick on the weekly candle yet. So again, I think just with that information there, just looking at this from a higher time frame, or like just zooming out and just looking at this, right? We have no top wick on the weekly. We have relative equal lows as well. And we have 1,000-point drop. What do I expect tomorrow? Realistically, what do you think tomorrow is going to do? What do you think tomorrow is going to do? Like, I have reasons to go bull. I have reasons to go short. And ahead of a very, very important Fed meeting, what do I think tomorrow is going to do? Most likely going to do. I could be wrong. I could be wrong and we pump hella hard. We come up to here. I could be wrong and we dump hella hard and we get down to the 6, 7, 8, 50 relative equal lows. I could be wrong too. But the most probabilistic outcome for tomorrow is probably a ranging day. Okay? It's a ranging day. I think that's what happens tomorrow. We range, it's low resistance, or it's high resistance, low probability conditions. That's what I think happens tomorrow. So we'll see. Again, we'll be live tomorrow. We'll try to make the best of it. We'll stay patient and stuff. And yeah. All right, guys, that was the market recap. I hope you guys enjoyed that market recap. I hope you guys gained some value. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I'm trying to get to 100K subscribers this year, so let's make it happen. So I appreciate everybody pulling up to watch these videos. Again, hopefully you guys gained a lot of value. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys did, again, leave me a like and subscribe. Comment what you guys want to see next. And if you guys are interested in personally getting mentored by myself and my other coaches in my group, Top Floor Trading, we have a wait list down below. And also, I've included a free PDF for the flow state model down in the description below. So if you guys are interested, again, being mentored personally by me, I also have a funded trader guarantee. So if you're not funded in the 10 to 12 weeks of my program and mentorship, I will personally sit down with you one-on-one until you do get funded as a 6-figure funded trader. So that's my guarantee to you. And if you're completely new to trading and you're watching this video, don't worry. I have a whole program, a 10-week program going from the basics to very advanced things, and it walks you through it with daily assignments as well. So again, if you want to be mentored by me, I have a wait list down below, and we will be launching at the end of this week. So make sure you guys get your spot, or try to get your spot, because it's going to be very limited, and we're going to be qualifying or vetting people to see if they qualify for the mentorship, because we're not just taking anybody. We're only looking for very serious traders that are trying to make this year their breakthrough in trading. So if you guys want to join that, again, the wait list is down below, and the free PDF for my favorite flow state model is down below as well. So I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, have a good rest of you guys' day. Peace out.